Hey there, my name's Colton Woods, the creator of Strange Trails. Am I in frame? Am I actually fully in frame right now? Because I just recorded an entire clip introducing myself with my head cut off. Okay, crisis averted, framing 101 has paid off, and here's my face. My name, if you don't know me, is Colton Woods. I'm the creator of Strange Trails, a full cast audio drama in the style of Serial. The first season is available on any podcast platform for free to listen to right now. This is not normally how I start these videos. Usually, I'm up in my room ready to write. But today, I just got home from work, so I'm going to do a workout. I'm going to get it in, and it's going to be a lower body workout because fucking heated rivalry is fucking me up. And how am I going to get an ass like Ilya if I don't do lower body? So, we're going to do this. It's going to be a 20-minute workout, and I assume it will kill me. This here is a plank because, again, watching interviews with the actors, the suggestion was basically if you want to get like bigger glutes, you gotta have some sort of leverage under your feet. You can't have like level feet with the ground. It's not gonna let you get the range of motion that you need. So we're gonna try it and we'll see how it goes. It might kill me. So I don't normally do lower body. That's not my thing. We're gonna do this, and then later today I'm gonna work on writing the beginning of episode 7 or chapter 7 in the book for book 4 of Strange Trails. And I think I'm on track potentially to do all of book 4 by the end of January. I was a little nervous that it wasn't going to happen because I missed so many days during the holidays and when I was working 50-hour weeks. But I do think that I have made up enough time where I can potentially finish writing book 4 by the end of January if I keep up the pace, which sucks because that means that I don't have very much free time. Like I really do need to like hunker down and get it written, but the payoff will be staying on track with my deadlines. And then I can move on to other projects like editing book 1 or planning season 6 or fun things like that. So yeah, let's get this ass in gear.
Vertical at your midline, feet shoulder width apart. Time to work. Go, bend your knees over your hips. Stand tall. Do it again. Stand tall. Now. No way. Bend. Right leg stay straight. Push back to center. Step to your right. Right knee bends, left leg stay straight. Step. Now. With your right foot. Stand tall. Shrink, I like that.
I like it too.
How about that? Knees over your hips. Come on up, stand tall. And you might notice that we picked up the pace just a little bit. Close your rings. See you next time.
I don't know how that looks on camera. It might not look like anything, but oh my God, I'm fucking exhausted. As I said last time I worked out, I hate doing the workout. I love having done it though. Like it feels good to have done it. And I will say this definitely feels like it made a difference. Like I feel a lot more in the back of my legs than I usually do when I do lower body workouts. Not that I do them that often. So I feel tired. I feel like I need to wash all this sweat off, and then I'm going to eat, and I'll see you up in my room to get to writing. All right, it's later. I am cleaned up. I ate, and I watched the newest episode of Drag Race. So I am caught up on my shit that I wanted to do today, and now it's time to hunker down and write. I am about to start episode 7, which has 60 pages in it. I don't know why I had it in my head that it was like a 51-page episode. I thought it was a shorter episode. It is not. It is one of the longest episodes in the season. So I'm gonna, it does throw my timeline off a little bit because I kind of thought like, hey, if it's only 50 pages, what if I do 25 today, 25 tomorrow? I can finish it by tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to do 30 pages tonight. That's not gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm aiming for 17 pages today, which is like where the nearest scene ends. The next scene is like 13 pages long and would take me right to page 30. So I'm not going to start that. So tonight will feel like a shorter night. It'll only be 17 pages rather than like the 20 pages that I would probably normally push for, but at least it will give me a clean break as far as the scenes go. And if tomorrow I can do 30 pages, that would put me around page 50. And then potentially Thursday morning, I could wrap it up and be done with episode 7 and then 8, 9, and 10. Just gaming it out. Like literally I've looked over a calendar to be like, if I do it this day and this day and this much this day, I think that I am potentially on track to have maybe 2 or 3 days at the end of January to have finished writing the book and to go through and just do a quick pass of like reading through, making sure it's like grammatically correct and that, all the scenes are there and described in a way where it is a readable situation. It doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be publishable because this is book 4. Like it's not coming anytime soon. So I would rather just have it prepped, like ready to go. And then at some point down the road, what I'm going to do in February where I'm editing book 1, like legit, that's what I'm going to do with this down the road. It just needs to be like passable right now. It just needs to be on the page right now and I can adjust later on. So that's my plan. And I don't know if I'm sticking to it, but that's the plan. So let's do 17 pages. Let's do 17 pages. Why the hell not? All right, so 3,300 words later, the first couple scenes are done. 17 pages of chapter 7 are done. And currently, the book is sitting at 78,294 words. Amazing. Amazing. As always, amazing. I started out this chapter, I actually ended up pulling from the end of chapter 6 because I realized that the chapter could end a little bit more on like an urgent note if I just got rid of the last couple paragraphs and then put those at the beginning of chapter 7 instead. And it would kind of carry right on through. So I started out by editing that stuff and making that kind of work for the beginning of a chapter rather than the end of a chapter, and basically went from there. It was a good time. It was a lot of writing, but these are like, I'm at the fun part of the season. So like usually the first half of the season is, I consider it to be setup, where we're getting introduced to like all the different mysteries, all the different storylines, whatever. And, you have like the characters kind of starting to figure some stuff out and like piecing things together and making progress on their investigation. But the second half of the season is where like everything starts to click into place and you start to be like, oh, that's why that was there. And that's why they said that and this and that and the other and whatever. And so this is where you have like the fun scenes, like the action scenes, the fun conversations, all that stuff. Not that the first half is boring or uninteresting or whatever, because I actually really like how this season starts going back through it now. Season 4 was always like kind of at the bottom of my list for me when I actually originally wrote the season. I was like, damn, I don't know if I like this season like as much as I liked the first 3. Going back through it now, writing it as a book, I don't know what I was worried about. Like the vibe is different. The vibe is for sure different from the first 3 seasons, but I actually think that it does a pretty good job of like telling the story that it is telling. And I'm enjoying it a lot. I think that the character dynamics change in season 4, and I don't even want to say character dynamics necessarily. I mostly mean like the group dynamics. They change in season 4, and I think that is kind of like a refresher, and it's fun. And now that things are starting to come together, we're in episode 7. Just answers are coming. It's exciting, and it's almost easier to like continue writing. Like I feel like I could continue writing right now. I'm not going to, because I do have to edit the previous video, and that's going to take a little bit of time. So rather than put that off and then run into having to do that at some point anyway, I'm going to take care of that so that can get posted, and then I will write some more tomorrow. But realistically, there's 43 pages left in the episode. I'm not going to write 43 pages tomorrow, but if I could write 30 pages tomorrow and leave 10 pages for Thursday morning, I'm just saying, I do think it's possible to finish episode 7 by Thursday. I can't promise anything, caveats on caveats, but potentially by Thursday, I could be done with episode 7. So new goal. There we are. Anyway, I'm going to start editing, and that will be the rest of my night. And I will pick up with you tomorrow when I am ready to continue writing. Okay, so I'm back. It is the next day, ready to write. I have looked ahead to see where I'm going to try to stop today, where I'm going to try to get to today. The scene that ends closest to page 50. I was trying to get to page 50 because there's 60 pages in the episode. If I leave 10 pages for tomorrow, that's doable. The closest scene to page 50 ending is page 52, and I'm currently on page 18. Now, don't check my math, but I'm pretty sure that's 34 pages that I have to write today in order to hit that goal. That's hefty. That's a lot. So we'll see if I'm able to pull that one off. I'm off today. I just have a FaceTime call with my friend a little later. So outside of that, I can just do it. And I'm not actively watching any shows right now. So I don't feel bad about like not getting to an episode or something. And if you thought that we were going to make it through a clip without me bringing up fucking Heated Rivalry again, you're wrong, bitch. You're wrong. Here I am. So here's what I've been thinking about. And something that I noticed is the way that I feel about specifically Connor and Hudson, the actors from the show, is it's giving me Chappell Roan vibes. It's reminding me of when she blew up a couple years ago and she kind of popped off out of nowhere after sort of languishing in obscurity for years and years. And then suddenly things just clicked for her and she took off like out of nowhere. I felt like personally invested in her being successful. Like I don't know her. I will probably never know her, but I felt personally invested in her having the career, having the dream, living in her dream, you know? And I feel that exact same way right now about Connor and Hudson. And I want both of them to get all the things that they want to get and be able to do the projects that they want to do, make the things that they want to make. Because some part of me wants that for myself as well, where I could, make the things I want to make. Strange Trails being one of those. So having the experience of seeing it happen for other people does make it feel a little bit like, oh, it could happen for me eventually. And there's no way to guarantee anything like that, but it does sort of put it out there. It's a hopeful, it's aspirational, and so I'm kind of clinging on to that right now. So I'm ready to start this 32-page day. Let's get to it. Okay, so it's later. I just got off the FaceTime call with my friend. I had to pause on the writing so that I could do that. I have only written like 10 pages so far today, which is not great considering how big the goal was for the day. I'm still going to have about 20-something pages left to write when I get back upstairs later, but it got to work out. I got to do it. I insist. So let's make it happen. Now, one good thing though about where things are going is if I do the 30 pages today, right, and I do 10 pages tomorrow and I finish episode 7 tomorrow, that would be awesome. There is a chance I'm supposed to work Thursday through Tuesday, basically 6 days in a row. We're in a winter storm warning or storm watch or one of the two. Something wintry is coming, and there's supposed to be up to potentially 10 inches of snow in certain areas. Now, if I'm in an area that gets 10 inches of snow, I'm calling out of work. I'm not driving through that shit, which means I could potentially have an extra day off either tomorrow or Friday, depending on when this storm hits and how much gets dumped on us. But I'm sort of crossing my fingers for a little bit of a snow day, to be quite honest. It would really put me in like a really good spot for the story. So that's what we're doing. Right now, I'm going to work out, and then we'll get back to writing. 2,027 meters. I was struggling with that one. Oh my God. I always hate the moment after you're done working out where you're just like, oh my God, am I going to feel this way forever? Like before you start to feel the endorphins and the good, and you just feel exhausted. That's where I'm at right now. Oh my God. My heart is beating crazy. 150 beats per minute. That's wild. But doing this it's a nice refresher. Gets me away from the computer. Gets me doing something different beyond just sitting at my desk all day. Not that I have a problem with that, but I know that that's not healthy. And soon I should be able to be going back to UB to write on campus and stuff. Potentially next week, but no promises. Who knows with the weather. Okay, let's lift some heavy shit.
Row up with your left. Down. Row up with your right. Down. Stand tall. Up with your left. Down. Up with your right. Down. Out towards your right. Lower down. Maybe a little bit of a pause at the top. That'll work on down. With your right. Lower down. Now taking your time. Pulling and down, just like that. Team, 10 minutes, 4 upper body move, 2 times through. You did that. Way to hammer and get it done. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay active. Close your rings. See you next time.
Ooh, I'm feeling it. But again, there wasn't really any specific chest stuff in there. So now I feel like I gotta do some bench presses. I'm not doing 100. 100, that was killer. I was feeling that for days afterward. I will do, I feel like 50? 50 feels reasonable. We'll do 50. All right, workout done. I'm ready to eat something and get some words on the page. More words on the page. Always more. More than I had before. That's the goal, right? Okay. I'll see you when I'm back upstairs. Oh my God. Okay, I am fucking feeling it from working out earlier. My legs hurt. I don't know why, like I literally said this in the last video, that rowing uses basically every muscle in your body, except your chest. And then I did legs yesterday, Ilya style, and then today I went and I did rowing, and I didn't even consider, like, that was also legs. So, like, I'm feeling it right now. And so, I'm kind of glad I've been sitting all day, because I cannot walk. It is, oh my God, it's 11:30. I started writing at 1 p.m. I paused to do the FaceTime call and the workout and all that stuff and to eat dinner and stuff, but oh my God, it's literally been my entire day. 32 pages is no fucking joke. That is no joke trying to do that, but I did it. It's done. 32 pages written today. I am on page 52 out of 60. There are 8 pages left in the episode. I do think I can finish it tomorrow. I wrote 7,700 words today. The book itself is sitting just below 86,000 words right now. 7,700 words in one day. I don't want to say that's a personal best, but that is probably pretty close to a personal best. So I gotta celebrate those little wins or big wins. 7,700, that's a big win. That was quite a process. So one of the things that was so fun about this is I wrote season 4 in 2024, and then at the beginning of 2025, January 2025, I read through it just to make sure that the story worked as a story, and that the grammar kind of worked out and stuff, made sense, and all that stuff, and any additions that as I was writing it, I made notes of make sure you add this in an earlier episode so that it pays off later on, stuff like that. So that's what I did January 2025. That's the only time that I reread it. As I was writing season 5 last year during 2025, there were more things that came up where I was like, oh, okay, you should also mention this in season 4. So I made a list of notes of that, and that's what at the beginning of these vlogs and stuff, that's what I was adding. I was like the stuff that I thought of while writing season 5 to add to season 4 so that I can have it be part of the book and whatever. Outside of that, I have not actually read the season since basically last January. So I remember the broad strokes of the season. I did not remember all the intricacies of it. And there were 2 scenes today where stuff came up and I was like, oh my God, that's how they get that answer? That's insane. Like, the first one was like pretty early in the episode, and it like really was like, oh my God, I don't know if I would have thought of that again. Like, if I had to like re-come up with this, would I have thought of the exact same way of doing it? I don't know if I would have. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking, the way that they get this information. And yeah, I'm so really proud of like past Colton, like was on it with this story. He ate, he snapped. Okay, he snapped, cracked like a branch. And then this scene that I literally just did. It's one of those ensemble scenes, so it's my favorite type of scene. I love writing it. It's got like a bunch of characters together in the scene, and they're all sort of interacting with each other. They all have their own little interests and motivations and whatever, and they're bouncing off each other. And then halfway through the scene, there's a fucking knock on the door, and one of the characters looks around and is like, hang on, wait, we're all here. Like, who's knocking at the door? And I know, as a writer, that I wouldn't have just had a knock on the door and then it's not like a significant thing for the scene to have happen. Like, I wouldn't just have some like bellhop at the hotel they're staying at come in and like drop off their catered food or whatever. Like, that's not, room service. Like, that's not what I would do. So I like genuinely was like, what the fuck is about to happen? Like, I do not remember what happens in the scene. And then we get to the reveal of who it is, and I had a straight up jaw drop moment of like, oh my God, it's that character. I completely forgot. Not that that character shows up, but that character shows up in that moment, and it threw me. It totally threw me. It was so like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I wrote it as like a jaw drop moment. I don't remember at this point, but I don't think I wrote it that way. I think I just wrote it as like, yeah, and then this character's here. Having forgotten that and going in basically blind on it and finding out as the characters found out, I was like, did I make a jaw drop moment? Like, is that what happened? Is this like a needle drop? Are we going to have like some sort of like celebrations because we have not seen this character in a little bit? I don't know, but that's how I feel. I truly don't know if that's how it lands for other people or if it was just for me and I got, excited about it. That's what I've been up to today, is getting through some really cool scenes that were extremely long, but totally worth it. Totally worth the effort. I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad I stuck it out. My eyes are so tired right now, and I was like, do I just pause and then not finish the scene, and then, either try to write more tomorrow before work or call off work if it is snowy. I don't know, but like, I don't want to do that if I don't have to. So I'm just going to power through and I'm just going to write the scenes. And then the scenes ended up being really cool. And I do feel like that they came out really, really good. So yeah, there's one scene left in the episode. I vaguely remember what it is, and I'm excited to write it tomorrow morning. 8 pages. Here we go. All right. It's a new day and you're crooked. You are crooked. There you go. That's better. Much better. New day. Here we are. I ended up calling out of work today because, the snow wasn't like terrible, but cars buried, driveway's not plowed, street has snow on it, whatever. I was like, I'm not driving through all that. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to chill here and I'm going to use that time to write. I'm going to be for sure finishing up episode 7 today. Absolutely finishing episode 7. There's only 8 pages left. And I would like to start episode 8, chapter 8, trying to get that ready. But that will be, if that happens, that's going to be the next video. But let's wrap up chapter 7, baby. Let's make it happen. I just recorded an entire clip wrapping up my thoughts on finishing chapter 7. I don't remember what I said in that, and no one will ever see what I said because the entire clip I accidentally recorded in time lapse, which doesn't record audio. So, yeah, I was just yapping away about chapter 7. Anyway, so currently, now that chapter 7 is done, the book itself is sitting at 87,823 words, which is just wild. Okay, we're going to cross 100,000 probably somewhere in chapter 8 or potentially the beginning of chapter 9. And today, finishing up chapter 7, I wrote 1,900 words, which is amazing. That's like a great amount to write for an entire day, and I'm planning to continue writing since I called out of work. I'll use that time. I'm gonna keep writing chapter 8. We'll see where we go with that. But I'm gonna end this video here for chapter 7. I really like how quickly it came together, and it's actually giving me a lot of confidence. Like, so the goal that I had, to reiterate, for the month of January was to finish writing book 4 and then also do a pass through of editing and stuff. And obviously there's like some edits that will have to happen at the beginning of the book before I really settled on how I wanted to handle point of view and stuff in this book. So I know for sure maybe the first like 50 pages need slightly heavier edits, and then later on it's more about just getting the interiority and some of the scene description, beefed up a little bit or whatever. I'm feeling great about chapter 7. I am ready to dive into chapter 8, and I will do that in the next video. So I will see you with chapter 8.